Hello and welcome to Enjoy English School.
欢迎来到 Enjoy 英语学院。
I'm Stevie.
And I'm Laurie.
Today we are looking at part 2 of our Good Eats lesson. Now, yesterday we started talking about the origin or the beginning of pancakes, waffles, and crepes. And we learned, the original pancakes were just a flour and water cooked on a rock. The original waffles were something that was like a pancake, but it was cooked between two pans. And the original style crepe was an accident when somebody spilled porridge on a hot, flat pan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the story anyway.
That's right.
Yeah. So today, we're going to learn more about these and learn a little bit about modern pancakes and waffles and crepes that we enjoy today.
所以呢，今天来到第2天的美食飨宴的单元，那么要继续来看到我们的3位主角，就是松饼、格子松饼跟可丽饼。那昨天已经大概的这个学到了他们的起源，那今天要来看到的就是比较现代的这3样东西呢，我们是怎么吃，以及它的特色所在。我们赶快一起来看看吧。
Pancakes, waffles, and crepes. Pancakes, waffles, and crepes have many things in common. They share the same basic ingredients such as flour, milk, and eggs. Besides, all 3 are round in shape, though waffles can sometimes be square. They are commonly eaten as a sweet breakfast or snack.Toppings for pancakes and waffles usually include syrup, butter, or fruit. While Belgium is the home of the modern waffle, the United States has developed its own. There, waffles can be served with fried chicken and eaten as lunch or dinner. Crepes are most popular in Europe and can be filled with almost anything. Sweet crepes are made with wheat flour and served as breakfast or dessert. Whipped cream, fruit, and jam are just a few things that can be placed in the center of a crepe. The sides of a crepe are then folded to partly cover these additions. On the other hand, salty crepes are made with buckwheat flour. They can be served as lunch or dinner and stuffed with foods like ham, cheese, or mushrooms. No matter how they are served, these classic foods are enjoyed around the world.
Okay, remember today's article is actually part 2 of yesterday's article, so we're kind of starting in the middle. We talked about pancakes, waffles, and crepes. And today we're going to talk more about them with a sentence that I think we kind of all know. Pancakes, waffles, and crepes have many things in common. To have something in common, this is such a good phrase to use. We use this phrase a lot when we're talking about friends or somebody that maybe you like as a boyfriend or girlfriend. We can say, actually, Laurie and I were very different, but we also have many things in common. Okay, 我们有很多共同点 or 共鸣。
对。
Right?
对。
So we can say the same thing with pancakes, waffles, and crepes. These 3 things have many things in common.
没错，所以一开始呢，我们看到第1句，他就讲到说了，这个松饼、格子松饼跟可丽饼呢，有许多的相同之处，叫做 have many things in common。那有时候你听到人家讲说 have nothing in common 的时候，就是变成对
good
毫无共通之处，没有任何相同之处那就很糟糕了啦哈。所以呢，这个 have 等点点 in common， 这是你可以把它学起来的一个很好的片语。
That was actually something good to add.
Oh,
how was your date last night? Terrible. We had nothing in common.
哇，那就很糟糕了，完全没有那个相同之处、共通之处。
Yeah. But pancakes, waffles, and crepes have many things in common.
对
The next sentence says they share the same basic ingredients, such as, or like, flour, milk, and eggs. Yes, they all have these things. Modern crepes, pancakes, and waffles, they all have flour, milk, and eggs.
哦，因为 Stevie 老师自己本身也很会做东西哦，所以呢，他这个讲起这个话是比我有说服力的啦，哈。
And I love pancakes, waffles, and eggs. Or pancakes, waffles, and crepes.
OK
And eggs too.
OK， 好，好，所以这刚好是合到他的最爱了哦。所以接下来这句讲到 they， 就是指我们这三样主角呢，他们都有着，他们共享着相同的基本食材，例如面粉、牛奶跟鸡蛋。
Besides, or we can say besides that, 因为我可以说 that, 因为刚已经讲了 these things.
That's right.
Right? So besides that, or besides, all three are round in shape. Though waffles can sometimes be square. Sometimes waffles are square. Usually they're round, but all three can be round in shape: pancakes, waffles, and crepes.
所以接下来讲到此外哦，就是除了刚刚讲的基本的食材是相同的之外呢，这三个里全部哦也都是形状是圆的哦，叫做 a round in shape 哦，就是呢形状是圆的。虽然呢格子松饼有的时候它可能会是方形的。
Yeah. They are commonly eaten as a sweet breakfast or snack. They are commonly, whenever we say something is commonly used, commonly something, this means kind of usually. Yeah, usually they're eaten as a sweet breakfast or snack, a sweet snack.
所以呢，这三样东西呢，它们通常是呢被吃，是呢来当做一个这个甜的早餐或者是点心来吃的。
Okay, we'll take a quick break right here, and we'll be right back with the next part of the article. Okay, looking at the next paragraph. One of my favorite things about waffles and pancakes and crepes, the toppings. Okay, this is not one of our vocabulary words, but toppings. If you're a person who likes food, it doesn't matter if you like desserts or if you like foods like tacos, no, 墨西哥饼.
卷饼
Yeah, or things like that. Toppings is a good word to know. Toppings are the things that you put on top of something.
That's right.
Especially for foods. We call it toppings because we put lots of different things. So toppings for pancakes and waffles usually include syrup. Some people say syrup. That's also okay. Syrup, 一样. So these toppings for pancakes and waffles usually include syrup, butter, or fruit, or all of them at the same time. Many things.
That's right. 所以呢，接下来讲到 toppings 哦，就是我们讲到这个菜或者是甜点它上头的那个配料。所以呢，这个松饼跟格子松饼上面的配料呢，常常是包含有这个糖浆哦，这个还有奶油，还有呢，或者是水果。
Also cream. A lot of people put cream on waffles too.
鲜奶油
Like whipped cream.
打发的鲜奶油。
Yeah, that's so good. Okay, while Belgium is the home of the modern waffle, the United States has developed its own. Okay, this says, while Belgium is the home of the modern waffle. Whenever we say the home of something, that means
the origin.
The origin of something. The modern waffle that we all eat right now is a Belgian waffle. Okay, it's a Belgian style waffle. So we say Belgium is the home of the modern waffle. But while Belgium is the home of the modern waffle, the U.S. has made its own kind of waffle. They've developed their own.
所以接下来讲到这里的 while 我们要翻成虽然虽然呢比利时它是现代格子松饼的这个发源地，叫做 the home of something 发源地，但是呢美国它也发展出自己的格子松饼了。
Now, I want to tell you, students, before we talk about what they call the U.S. waffle, it's not common. It's famous, and some people absolutely love it. This comes from the American South. Okay?
来自美国的南部。
Yes. It's quite famous, but I actually don't know many people who like this.
虽然很有名，但是并不是说很普及。
不是每个人都喜欢。In fact, I know some people who like it and many people who think it's not good.
Okay.
So, we just said the U.S. has developed its own waffles, right? There, meaning in the U.S., waffles can be served with fried chicken and eaten as lunch or dinner. So this is saying there in the US, waffles can be served with. When something is served with something, that just means 它给你的时候，它旁边还有别的东西，right? It's when they give it to you, it comes with other things. Waffles can be served with fried chicken and then eaten as lunch or dinner. It's a very famous dish, fried chicken and waffles. And it's waffles with sweet syrup and butter and fried chicken, which also has the syrup on it. So it's a sweet, syrupy fried chicken.
Okay.
但是跟台湾的那种糖醋很不一样. It's weird.
Okay.
It's a weird dish. I've tried it. Not a fan.
OK 好，所以接下来这句我们讲到说 there 就是指在美国因为前面那句讲到他发展出自己的格子松饼，所以他说在美国呢，格子松饼可以被供上桌呢，是搭配着这个炸鸡，而且被吃呢是用来当做午餐或者是晚餐也可以。
Yeah. And some people really like it and some people don't like it.
好，有些人喜欢，有些人不喜欢。
Yeah. Okay, we're going to take one more quick break, and we'll be right back with the last part of today's article. Okay, looking at the next part of our article. We talked about pancakes, waffles, and now modern crepes. Okay, crepes are most popular in Europe and can be filled with almost anything. Okay? When we say crepes can be filled with something, that's because modern crepes are rolled up, right? You roll it up and you fill it with something. You put something inside it.
对对。
So crepes are most popular in Europe and can be filled with almost anything.
所以接下来呢，讲到说呢，可丽饼在欧洲是最为受到欢迎的，而且呢，可丽饼它可以呢，几乎被任何的东西来填满那所以什么叫做填满？因为当然可丽饼我们都知道，外面是把它包起来，中间有填东西，所以其实那个叫内馅。所以其实这句你可能也可以翻译成说，可丽饼呢在欧洲最受欢迎，而且呢，几乎任何东西都可以当内馅其实就是这个意思，只是他用了 be filled with 可以被填满来这个描述它。
We could also say, like, be filled with 是你刚说被填满 right?
对对。
We could also use another word, another phrase that we're going to use later on. They can be stuffed with.
对，等一下会出现。
Yeah, and we're going to use that coming up here in a moment. So be filled with, be stuffed with. It's the same meaning.
对。
Sweet crepes are made with wheat flour and served as breakfast or dessert. So most crepes are made with flour, but there are different kinds of flour. And sweet crepes are made with wheat flour. That's I want you to know, 这个不是全麦粉哦。Wheat flour, the white flour that you see in the store that you use for bread and cookies, that's what we're talking about. That is wheat flour. But they're made with wheat flour and then served as breakfast or dessert.
所以接下来首先进入讲到甜的可丽饼。甜的可丽饼呢，它是由这个小麦粉所制造而成的，而且呢，它 served as 就是呢，它被供上桌是当做所以你也可以直接翻译成被当做早餐或是甜点。
Yeah, and I want students to know whole wheat flour. 我们看到 whole wheat 是全麦
粉。
Yeah.
对。
That would be like a brown flour.
对。
But the white flour that you see in the stores, that's just regular wheat flour.
就是我们一般呢看到的白色的那种面粉，就是一般的小麦面粉。那如果是全麦的面粉的话，它会是这个咖啡色的，就不太一样。
Yeah. So these sweet crepes, they're served as breakfast or dessert, and whipped cream, fruit, and jam are just a few things that can be placed in the center of a crepe. So we just used the word filled with, right?
That's right.
So now we can say they're filled with whipped cream, fruit, and jam. These are just some of the things, just a few things that can be placed or filled in the center of a crepe. Now, I'll tell you the difference between filled and placed after we translate this sentence.
OK， 所以呢，接下来这一句他讲到说呢，就是打发的奶油鲜奶油，然后呢，水果还有果酱呢，只不过是几样东西是可以用来被放到可丽饼的中间的那通常当你看到句子这样讲的话，表示还有很多，所以他才会举几个例子，然后说这只是 a few。那表示还有更多的意思。
Okay, I just want to be clear. Here we just used to place in the center of something, right? So you placed it in the center, like maybe you put some bananas or some chocolate syrup.
放的意思。
Yeah.
放。
And some crepes, you will roll them up and you will fill them, like 把东西 like 挤进去 or
填进去。
Yeah.
那是不太一样的。
Yeah, so that's the difference here between a filled crepe and then placing a crepe and then rolling it. Okay.
一个是放，一个是填。
Yeah, a little bit different.
对。
Okay, so here we just mentioned you can put some things in the center, be placed in the center of a crepe. And then the next sentence says, the sides of a crepe are then folded to partly cover these additions. Okay, additions, the things that you add to the crepe, right?
没错。
So this kind of crepe, the sides are folded to cover the things you added to the crepe.
所以这个是讲到我们现代可丽饼的做法，他讲到 the sides of a crepe 就是呢可丽饼的两边，然后呢就会被折叠起来，然后呢去一部分的，它不会全部，但一部分的覆盖住这些 additions， 就是我们填充的这些东西，我们增加进去的这些东西。
Yes. On the other hand, we just talked about sweet crepes.
That's right.
Right? On the other hand, salty crepes are made with buckwheat flour. Now, the word we use for salty crepes is savory. S-A-V-O-R-Y. Savory. If you eat something savory, that means it's a salty food. So there's sweet foods, there's savory foods. So those are called salty crepes or savory crepes. So we have sweet crepes, and on the other hand, savory crepes are made with buckwheat flour. And buckwheat, it's a little different grain than regular wheat.
没错，所以接下来讲到说，而另一方面来讲的话，咸的可丽饼呢，则是由荞麦粉所做成的。
Yeah. These buckwheat crepes, or savory crepes, they can be served as lunch or dinner and stuffed with foods like ham, cheese, or mushrooms, or chicken, or lots of other things. And they're so good.
所以接下来讲到，它们可以呢被当作是这个午餐或是晚餐，而且呢被填入食物，像是这个火腿 cheese 或者是香蘑菇。
But there's one thing that's no question. No matter how they are served, these classic foods, the ones we're talking about, are enjoyed around the world. It doesn't matter where they're from, how they were made in the beginning. Now, most of us all around the world enjoy them.
所以呢，不论他们是怎么样的被食用啊，但是这些经典的食物呢，都会呢在全世界各地被大家所享用着、所喜爱着。
So, this is this month's Good Eats lesson. We'll take a very quick break and we'll be right back with a review of today's phrases and vocabulary words. Okay, looking at our vocabulary and phrases for today, one that we learned very important, have something in common with somebody or with something. And common, number 2 is commonly or usually. Number 3, be the home of something. Like, I think Taiwan is probably the home of stinky tofu. I think probably, yeah. Number 4, be served with something or be served as something. Also, to be filled with something or to be stuffed with something. And we learned the word dessert, which we probably already knew. We learned the word to fold. And we learned addition as a noun. An addition, something you have added to something else. Well, that is our article for today. And I think now do you want pancakes? Do you want waffles or do you want crepes? I think it's time for me to cook.
All 3 of them.
All 3?
Yeah.
Oh, so greedy. 很贪心. That's all the time we have. See you next time.
Bye-bye.